Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with a special video here. Today, Thursday, October 5th, 2017, was the first official day of New York Comic Con 2017. And as usual, at least for the past 3 or 4 years, I guess now, Hasbro had their own little private event. It was a very intimate session where they just invited one person per outlet. Some of the influencers in the toy community and some of the websites and articulated comic book art was invited. So big thanks to Hasbro and to Alyssa over there, who's the PR rep for Hasbro, for inviting me to represent for articulated comic book art. But yeah, they invited a few people for two sessions. There was an 8 a.m. session and a 9 a.m. session, and it was about 5 or 6 people in each session. So maybe a total of 12 different folks from different outlets. All of the major ones you could think about, I guess, were there. And so that's what you're about to see. Once the video starts, it'll kind of jump right in. Only thing that was missing from the beginning of the video was them talking about some of the pop stuff. So the stuff that my audience probably really cares about, which is the Marvel Legends, is the bulk of this video. Sorry about some of the audio, where we were, the room we were in. There's mad construction going on in New York City, and for whatever reason, where we were, there was construction going on in the building, and I guess the building next to it. So you do hear some sounds and stuff like that, but it's not really affecting the audio too much. You can make out everything that they're saying. What you see right here is some of the reveals that they showed today, figures that they actually showed today, which by now most of you have already seen. They've already been all over the net. In fact, we actually posted pictures of these figures on the A.C.B.A. Instagram, and people took the pictures and shared them a billion times. So you already saw these, but this footage that you're going to see is pretty unique. I don't think anybody else recorded footage, at least not in my session, and I asked them as many questions as I possibly could. So yeah, check it out, enjoy it. Thanks for hanging out, and yeah.
Man, I used to play the trap spot, propped on the block like I was part of the backdrop. Now it's scale, props, effects, and backdrops. The right lighting, you never catch me biting. Say you make it look so real when you pose the figures fighting. I caught lightning, stuck it in the detour. Replicate epic scenes from the Kree War. Compose pieces with artists that span the globe. Fearsome foes, Spidey in the picture perfect pose. Insert the comic book cutout to shoot a show. Oh, you ain't know? Yo, everybody know me. I made nerds cool nerd like my man Zobi. Took the everyday display, gave it a spark. Welcome to articulated comic book art.
That's crispy.
We're fully allowed to explore the Fantastic Four characters. So I don't think anything's really off the table. But I mean, you tell us. Do you love the 12-inch figures?
Yeah, I do. I think they're very expensive because I was researching what the 12-inch figures cost. Back then it was like $16.99 for one, which is, compared to today's prices, it's just a unbelievable bargain.
Mm-hmm.
50 is just a lot. I buy all the Marvel Legends and stuff like that, so I can't afford the 12-inch
I think we're priced pretty fairly. You got to figure if you're getting a 6-inch figure for 20, you're getting a 12-inch figure for 50. They come with a lot of accessories. Thor's fabric cape, so we make sure that we push the limits on those 12-inch figures so that you're getting not just a figure, but you're getting extras with that figure, so you have the best experience out of the box with that figure, whether you're playing with it, whether you're displaying it. We want you to give you options, purchasing those figures. That's why all the figures come with a lot of interchangeable parts. So we felt it was pretty fair. So, but we understand that there's a lot of product out there, but we're really happy with the 12-inch. With what you're given in the box is pretty reasonable.
We were going for that, really premium feel. You can tell we invested a lot in the amazing packaging, all the pieces that Bobby put in. But I can throw it back to you guys. Would you prefer kind of the old Toy Biz / early Hasbro approach of just the figure without the accessories at maybe a cheaper price point, or do you appreciate the kind of how we're giving you different profiles and different hands and with every character pretty much?
I'd actually like to see that more. You are doing it with the Legends, but I'd like to see that Daredevil kind of blows away any kind of Legends releases, insofar as there's all the hand options and all stuff like that. So I'd love to kind of see that come back into the 6-inch line as well, which would be nice. But I I think you've done a pretty good job with making the 12-inch ones more enticing to buy, I should say, because of how much stuff they come with now. All the accessories, like the Hulk actually comes with fists and open hands, which is nice because you don't always get that option with a lot of Hulk figures. It's one, yeah, exactly.
Especially in the scale, the larger scale.
What's the odds of you guys doing like Giant Man or Ant-Man? I think that a lot of people that are into toy photography are interested in kind of mixing the scales and doing some things with like multi-scale displaying. So what's the odds of like a Giant Man or Ant-Man that can kind of be integrated with the 6-inch figures as a big figure?
I think if the timing's right for something like that, sure, we'd love to do it because we would love to explore different sizes, and when you have something large with your scale figure, it's pretty impressive. It's like you can take the Fing Fang Foom, put it with 3 3/4 or put it with 6-inch.
Exactly.
So it's kind of nice to mess with scales like that. So nothing, we'll explore everything at some point as long as the timing's right.
So you're saying that it wasn't on the table at all as of yet?
You never know.
All right.
But so do you mean like bigger than the Civil War?
You're saying like Ant-Man
series
at
Build-A-Figure?
this scale.
Right, at the 12-inch scale, but that way it could double as grown Ant-Man for the 6-inch line, or for the 3 3/4-inch line, it'd be huge. So that way it'll kind of cross the three lines.
We did something similar like that with the Ant-Man comic concept from a few years back.
Right.
We had the 3 3/4-inch Ant-Man and then the 6-inch Goliath, as if you can take Goliath and put him with your 6-inch figures, or as if he's growing for your 3 3/4-inch figures, and then we had Giant Man at that 12-inch scale to be with either scale. So we've done it before in that set. So if you wanted something like that, that will appease 3 3/4 fans or 6-inch fans.
Masterworks line, right? That's the name of it?
The Toy Biz one?
Yeah.
Icon. Toy Biz was Icon.
Okay.
Masterworks was more of a little statue type expression. The Fing Fang Foom was actually a 2-wave Build-A-Figure, a while back. Is that something we haven't done that in a while? Like have a Build-A-Figure spread across 2 waves. We just kept them all contained.
Mm-hmm.
Which approach is better for you guys?
Mix it all up. Just do both.
Do
Do
both?
as many
All
as you
right,
can.
yeah. We don't want to make it too hard for people to complete the Build-A-Figure. We know sometimes it's a chase for certain figures, so if you were to do it across 2 waves, that would make it even more difficult.
As long as 2 back-to-back.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been pretty consistent with releasing waves. I think some people have even maybe sort of complained about how consistent it's been and how it's been one wave after another. So yeah, like he said, if it's back-to-back, then I'd be cool with that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take that idea back. That is something Toy Biz did, and that's how they would get those really
The bigger
big
characters,
figures, because they had more to spread it across.
One thing I forgot to ask about at HasCon, when you guys were asking about other Build-A-Figures, what's the odds of you guys doing like? Because I highly doubt that we're going to get a Sentinel that's huge that'll scale with the 6-inch figures. But how about like the Sentinels from Second Coming? Those are not huge, and that's something that could actually still act as an army builder as well. So that would kind of drive sales a bit, right?
Army building Sentinels.
Yeah. Actually, so I watched the first episode of The Gifted this week, and their little Sentinels were these like little robots because I guess CGI is expensive. But so yeah, maybe do another version of the Sentinel.
Well, the Nimrod Sentinel from Second Coming is like, like I said, it's not huge. It's probably, a little larger than a regular 6-inch scale figure. So that
like
would
7-8 inches.
Yeah.
Something like that. If you want to keep it proportional to what it looked like in the comics, I don't think it's bigger than 7-8 inches. It's like 7-8 feet. Something
Right.
Like that.
So yeah, that would be really cool.
We do have a lot of, if you guys have been to our panels, we've got a lot of X-Men fans on the team. So a classic Sentinel, a new Sentinel, I think those are all on the list of things we would.
I didn't know that, right?
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Based on all my PowerPoint presentations
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah, so yeah, always thinking. Have you guys spotted the new stuff here yet? Any questions about those?
Spider-Man Noir, right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen that yet.
Jamie Madrox.
Yeah, with 2 alternate heads talking about those
really?
pieces. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
we know he's going to be an army builder when we finally did him. So he's got kind of 2 masked expressions and the unmasked Madrox head there. So we can get a closer look at him.
Is that it? That's the only one?
I see Gladiator.
So
Gladiator's coming.
Well, he's coming back, I guess.
Coming back, yeah.
he's going to be, is Madrox going to be single carded, single packed, or is it going to be like?
He is going to be single.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's
a test, right? I didn't know we're testing.
I know.
what's the odds of you guys doing doing maybe like a 2-pack and doing like 2 different versions of multiple man? And again, that would be something that people would obviously army build too.
47 and 1.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You're asking for odds.
So, on the topic of Toy Biz stuff, there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of stuff here that you've been doing lately that's kind of been redoing Toy Biz stuff. Is there any glaring ones that are still, because there's a lot of them that you've redone at this point. Like I was going through the list of like the old ones and like, wow, you really kind of knocked a whole bunch of them off. Are there any glaring ones at this point that you want to tackle?
They did so many that I feel like there's still a lot that we could probably update, but there's also a lot of characters that we haven't done and they haven't done that we can still continue doing, especially with the actual characters. I mean, you saw Apocalypse that we showed at Comic-Con,
Yeah.
and we showed it again at HasCon. That's one that I know that the team was looking forward to doing another version of. So, you know, when we can, we get them out. We feel, you know, that with the evolution of these figures, you want to. I mean, you can even make the argument that our figures from 2008 or 2009 could be redone because the figures are constantly evolving. Especially, you know, we're doing that new digital print technology on the faces. Our deco's gotten better. Our sculpts have gotten better. So you're always going to want to evolve and redo everything better down the road. It's just a matter of when that time catches up to you. So it's not like, oh, well, we have a list of, oh, well, this Toy Biz one needs to be redone. We think of what the fans want, you know, what's the best timing for that character, and then if we feel that it's the right time to get that character out, we'll put it out. You know, Tiger Strip, Wolverine, you know, Sasquatch. Yeah, we've gotten a chance to get those characters out there that Hasbro hasn't put out. So,
Yes.
you know, as us as a team, I think we'd love to do every character. So it's just a matter of when we get there.
Yeah, there's new guys all the time, right? Like this Iron Man.
Yep.
So we want to try to mix, you know, the classic characters, Mysterio, a huge classic one, but also newer iterations as well.
Yeah, with publication putting so many new iterations of these characters in there, it's easy for us to kind of put new stuff in because they're always giving us new ones to choose from.
Any
Oh, you
news?
found Taskmaster.
Yes. So how's he going to be released? Can you guys talk about what wave he's going to be a part of? Or?
Yeah, so he is a part of the first Avengers Wave for spring 2018.
Okay.
So for those of you keeping track, we've announced Songbird here, the fan's choice. We did King Cobra there at HasCon, and now Taskmaster. They are the comic-inspired characters.
Okay.
That will be in Wave 1.
Well, Taskmaster was one that everybody's been kind of clamoring for to get a do-over from the Toy Biz days. He looks good. He looks really good.
So there was Dwight did a modern one a year or two ago, based I believe on the animated series. Yeah, so this is a more classic version, and those are the comic iterations. So I don't want to see any reports of his Taskmaster popping up in Infinity War as reported by Hasbro. No, these are the comic book inspired versions. Yeah.
So you said Songbird, Taskmaster for Avengers Wave 1, and who was the
And
third?
King Cobra right there.
King Cobra, thank you.
And what's the deal with this guy? I'm drawing a blank on his name. Prowler. Right.
So yeah,
I think
he's another
you guys
new
talked
reveal.
about him, right?
No, so Prowler is new, as well as Spider-Man Noir right behind him there. They are rounding out the Spider-Man first wave.
Gotcha.
So I believe we're completely covered off. We've got Mysterio 1, 2, 3, 4, Lasher 5, Gwenpool 6. Where's my seventh one? Yeah. 2, 5. They should all be here. 6. Yeah, they should all be here.
You want to line them up?
Yes.
What about Sauron? Tony did a custom at San Diego Comic-Con, I think 2-3 years ago, something like that. And people have been asking for a Sauron figure. Any plans right now to bring that to life?
What's the problem with the customs? Those get us in trouble.
Yeah.
Put that
No, I
expectation
think
out
You
there.
guys ended up doing Blade.
What was that?
Blade was a custom in the beginning that Tony did.
And then he came out there.
Yes.
So I think the customs from Tony and the guys are an indicator of characters they appreciate, and sometimes that translates. The Blade wasn't the exact Blade Tony showed,
No.
right? We reused some parts, so yeah, I mean it's. I would say if you see it in the case, that means the designers like the character, and that always helps.
Yeah. You know, we use the case as a way to kind of celebrate just Marvel characters in general. So, you know, if we want to make a big battle just because we're not putting out Sauron, we didn't want to not put him in there because if we felt that he would have been good in that scene, it was fun to put him in there.
So this is actually, I got my stuff straightened out. So this is the Spider-Man wave. She was missing. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The lizard is the build-up. That is Spider-Man wave
Perfect.
1 delivered.
Something that's not here, the Rainbow Deadpool set, is that still coming this year?
That is going to be an early 18 news to Bobby. Yeah, that's still coming, just not this year, but spring next year.
Is Mr. Fantastic gonna have regular arms as well?
He is. Yep. 2 regular arms and 2 bendy arms. How are you guys liking the Walgreens focused Fantastic Four singles?
Love it.
I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, it's a good one.
When I'm seeing Medusa popping up a few places. Is that officially out yet, or?
Yeah, so that was supposed to be a late fall release, so it should be out soon. That was kind of an extra bonus for the fans from 2017. Yep.
And can you guys talk about Thing at all? Is that going to be another Walgreens exclusive
Yep,
at some
so
point?
He's gonna round it out, you know, assuming this all continues to go well and everything. In 2018 sometime, we have the early like hand-painted prototypes back at the office, so we'll probably bring the finished production version to New York Toy Fair in February.
Nice. Is that an all new scope for Thing?
All new.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. How about Dr. Doom?
He's associated, you know, with that. He's on that's fine.
He's on the list.
Like a lot of guys, he's on the list. That's what we'll leave it at that for now.
Hey, that's great. You're doing fantastic for me. All right, where's Doom?
You would rather we just did Doom and then didn't take the four members? Like,
How about any variants or variations of these same figures that are coming out at Walgreens? Maybe Sue with both regular arms or a powered down Johnny or something like that. Is that in the works at all?
I mean, you never know. It's if this line's super successful, you never know what Walgreens may come back with us and ask for if they want to ask if we can continue the Fantastic Four. You never know. We would be open to that. Like I said, nothing's really off the table. So if we can continue to keep putting out Fantastic Four, we know you guys would love it. So it's probably something we can explore down the road.
Ordinarily, when there's a Fox movie, we get some comic-based figures of the characters from that. Are you guys thinking about anything for New Mutants? Maybe that Danielle Moonstar that's been waiting since 2012?
If you do it, can you put it on a new body though? Since they kind of have gotten better since then.
yeah, it's funny. We get a lot of questions about that figure in particular now. We try to fit as many as we can. So far, when we had one X-Men wave a year, so we're trying to do nods to types of characters you'll see in the movie, but we can't. There's so many movies, we can't get to them all. But we know that she is, again, on that list of things that were shown and never shipped. So hopefully we'll get to her at some point. That movie sounds pretty interesting, right? They're billing it as a horror kind of film, like a teen horror movie. I'm interested to see how it shapes out.
How are you feeling about the vehicles, the cycles? Looking forward to those?
Definitely.
That's a good-
Yeah,
six-inch
absolutely.
vehicle.
I want to 12 inch.
I spoke to Dwight about the vehicles. I got a chance to interview him at HasCon, and I had mentioned that Star Wars brand was doing a bunch of vehicles and things for 6-inch figures, and that I thought that Legends collectors would be highly receptive to that as well. So yeah, I think we'd like to see more vehicles. Fantastic Four car, vehicle, maybe a Punisher van, something like that. Like I think that Legends collectors would definitely buy into that stuff though.
What about something like a hover chair?
Oh, absolutely. We've been waiting for that forever, so that's easy.
Yeah.
You know, that's almost the same size as the bike. So
You want Professor X in a hover chair?
absolutely, absolutely.
Don't sell this
No,
guy.
I need to sign a petition and then take it to our boss and be like, look, I got like 10,000 signatures.
I have no doubt that you guys are going to give us Professor X in a hover chair, so I'm not worried about that. I know you guys are going to bring that out, right?
I like this certainty in your voice.
You got it. You got it.
Do you have mind trick ability? That's amazing.
So, is there anything that you have looked at where you said, no, we can't do that, right? You mentioned Sauron before, that'd be a little bit tricky, at least the package, right? The retooling thing hasn't been done in a while. Is there anything that's like, nah?
An in-scale ego.
Yeah.
That's
Come on, you
disappointing.
guys.
I think he'd be the size of Times Square, probably, right? Roundabout.
No, I don't.
Ego is a planet.
No, I know.
You're
that,
right about that.
but to answer the question, I don't think so. Like, I don't think we just straight up rule anything
No, we
out.
don't. We never say like
Yeah.
no. It's, you know, we explore the options and we make sure timing. Is it something you guys want? Is it something that's feasible? You know, a lot of factors. But yeah, we don't say.
We do try to stay faithful to like some figures, right? Or on the edge of like, are they build-a-figure or are they just really
That-
large
yeah.
single figures? Like Colossus
That's the
came
tough
out
part, yeah.
and he was really big this year in the X-Men wave, and so he probably could have maybe been a little bit bigger in a build-a-figure, but we wanted to just make him, characters to pick up in one shot. So it kind of goes back and forth.
Most of our time is spent not talking about who we can't do, but how we prioritize. There's so much entertainment now, especially with Netflix and TV and of course the movies. The hard part is figuring out when to pulse it out so it's right for the fans.
Are you guys looking to do more Netflix stuff in the future?
Yeah, I think the response to that wave, the Knights wave for Netflix characters this year has been really good. So that's always an encouraging sign for the remaining defenders.
I think a lot of people want at least Luke Cage and Kingpin.
Definitely.
That's the number one thing I've heard since before coming here.
Yeah, we agree.
Could you guys do figures on the new show? What was it called? The X-Men. The Gifted.
Gifted?
Thank you.
Yeah, we had a call with Marvel yesterday, and they were like, "Guys, we've got so many television shows in development.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how to do more." So we're always looking at, we don't. I think The Gifted has gotten pretty good reviews. You've got all the ABC, the Disney ABC high priority shows. You've got new things coming that we don't really know how they're going to turn out. Runaways, Cloak and Dagger, like the list goes on and on.
What's the focus on you guys kind of completing a lot of teams? I see you guys been taking a lot of nods from the comic books, obviously with Spider-Man over the past few years and building up the Spider-Verse characters and stuff like that. So I think people are interested in kind of completing some teams. So you guys have any specific focus? I mean, aside from the X-Men, I see what you guys are doing, but Jim Lee X-Men, but any other specific teams you guys want to tackle?
Well, I mean, all of them really. I mean, you can see we're starting to, we know that Alpha Flight's always a big fan ass, so we started to sprinkle in some Alpha Flight. Yeah, that 90s era blue gold X-Men, we're almost there. A few more left, I guess. So, yeah, I think Professor X is part of that. But no, we would love to be able to complete teams, but also those teams we're also ever evolving. We could do a team and think it's complete, but then someone could say, well, this person was a member too.
The lineups change all the time.
Constantly
Right.
changes.
So, all right, more specifically, how about the classic X-Force? We're about to get Cable and Deadpool from that era, although he wasn't part of the team. I guess he was like one of their main antagonists, but Boom Boom, Ferrell, some of those people.
We got Shatterstar this year.
Right.
Pretty awesome,
Yeah.
faithful Shatterstar. So yeah, those are. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that X-Force movie. We haven't heard a lot about it. The rumor, right? So.
It's always on our mind to do the figures we haven't done yet. Put it that way.
Is this the whole Deadpool wave, or is there something we still haven't seen for it?
That is most of the wave, I believe. 1, 2. Yeah. I think we might have 1 or 2 left.
We don't know.
If we give you everything now, then when you're gonna say, well, what new stuff do you have for us?
No, we have so many.
everything.
We have more events this year, so like HasCon was new and awesome for us, so I had to plan a bunch for those. We're doing like international Comic Cons for the first time, so I have to like, you know, spread the love around.
I
Is
hear.
this stone removable? I'm sorry.
It
On
is.
Mysterio?
I believe it is. Let's check this out.
Let's find
These are
out.
FEPs,
Yeah.
so do we want
Do you want it?
Do we want it?
Want to show them? Or you want to make them wait till they actually
Ooh.
come?
No, show us.
I made them wait.
Yeah, it's actually glued down.
Oh,
So sorry.
That's okay.
The guys glued it.
Are we gonna see
what I was
that
supposed to
X-Force Deadpool again? The one that was at HasCon, or is that done?
Do you think we should release it again? Did
People
everyone get
seem
theirs?
to
Did
want
you
it.
get one?
Did
I
everyone
got
get
one,
theirs?
but there's a lot of people I know
I
that
think
were.
there are some folks actually when I buy one on Hasbro Push.com, apparently sold out 4.5 seconds. So there are a lot of people.
Yeah,
out
definitely
there.
under a minute.
Yeah, I would say there's a safe bet that will make those people happy in the line. Yeah.
How about this? I hear that there's going to be Toys R Us has a booth here at the con. Are they going to be selling any of the Legend stuff there, like maybe that Hydra 2-pack?
I actually don't know. I know they sold the A-Force pack at Comic Con.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe they brought
that
some
out for this year.
Yeah, so that Hydra pack, which we have somewhere back there, yeah, that's hitting stores now. I've been seeing it pop up in the social feeds. Maybe they brought some along with them. I'm not sure.
I've been seeing it on the West Coast mostly, but yeah.
Yeah, that pack has been, you know, it was a really clever use of existing parts and kind of mixing and matching things that made sense. Do you guys like that Army Builder 2-pack? Because that, if that item is very successful, like it opens the door for other of those type of things. Like we were like, what was the suggestion? The 2 Mad Ruxes or something.
Right. You could do 3 actually. You could do a 3-pack with just.
The Hydra pack that we liked is that it's not just, you know, it's one figure in a wave and then you have to buy multiples of that figure from the wave. It's 2 figures with, I think, 6 different options out of the box. So you don't just have to purchase one figure. You're kind of getting a true builder right out of the box, but you know, we encourage you to build more of that Hydra army.
Yeah, I think if you guys did that for Shield or for AIM, people would be receptive to that too, definitely.
What about Hellfire Goons? That would be a good 2-pack. And they've
Yeah.
never been done in Legends before.
We've had those
Yep.
discussions. They've only been the static, like Marvel Select, like the
Yeah.
background guys.
I remember
So-
one time, this was years ago, when Toy Fair was still a magazine. They had showed when you guys were about to when it was Toys Fair, they were about to release the Onslaught wave. They had showed some static versions of different characters. I think I want to say that there was some Hellfire Goons or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hellfire Goon, yeah. I
So-
think we've gotten most of them since then.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
it
that
had
would.
the AIM Trooper, it had the Hydra, it had a bunch of them.
That would be good because now we've got the updated Tiger Stripe Wolverine
Yeah.
to fight them.
Yeah, any X-Men villains, I think people would be okay with that. What about Apocalypse, the Apocalypse wave? That's slated for
That's
2018?
later 2018. Yeah. That we've done a bunch of reveals, right? Gladiator, we're showing him. He was a Comic-Con exclusive in 2014, I want to say, 2013, 2014. So he is now coming back. We've got the 3 HasCon reveals: Storm, Wolverine, and Psylocke there with her little butterfly psychic effect that we brought this time around. And we've got a couple more figures planned. We'll be showing them in New York Toy Fair.
This is a suggestion, right? With Gladiator out, you guys are very, very close to completing the Islanders, so if you review that.
The who?
The Islanders.
Okay.
Got,
Yeah, I think we need a Quasar.
Quasar.
Mhm.
Maybe at some point you should re-release one.
How about Lalandra? Since we got this is our second Gladiator, pretty much. How about Lalandra? Maybe a Lalandra and Professor X 2-pack.
Now he's getting so now because I'm already assuming Professor X. Now he's putting that for us. That's awesome. Well, she is. She's gonna be in the next movie, right?
Yeah.
Phoenix movie. So
Is she?
yeah.
While we're at it, we could just throw in a traditional wheelchair too, right?
Right. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
That counts as a vehicle.
Didn't you wear like a spacesuit so we could walk in Fatal Attractions, right?
Oh, everything. All of the above.
Just a Professor X evolution set.
Right? Just the whole line of Professor X.
Yeah, all the way.
Build something in between.
Since you guys are talking about completing the Jim Lee X-Men, if you guys were thinking about doing a new Jubilee, would you guys be looking towards the Jim Lee costume that's never on an action figure from the cartoon?
Yeah, we do love that era, and there are things that have to be done to complete that era, so
Yeah.
it's not off the table.
That's the version I think of too, because I
Yeah.
grew up with that cartoon show. I've seen some amazing customs out there in the world based on that look with the shorts and the yellow trench coat. So hopefully.
Can you guys just go over the waves one more time? As far as which characters are in it, which wave, like the lineups for 2018, is that possible?
Right now I'm rethinking our scatter strategy, but
We'll play that.
all right. So let's start with. Is that the first one for the? I mean, they're all similar timing. So sure, like Avengers we talked about, are only three right now. It's Songbird, King Cobra, and Taskmaster. Deadpool, we've got Deathlock, we've got Deadpool, Cable, Domino, X-23. I think that's not Prowler, Paladin there in purple. I think that's it. And then we've got Spider-Man, which we went through earlier, Mysterio, Noir, Punk, Gwen, Spider-Woman, Lasher, Prowler, with the Builda as Lizard, and of course Sasquatch is the Builder figure for Deadpool wave. So Deadpool is its own separate wave. So you're kind of getting like bonus X-Men wave.
That's good.
And then X-Men is the four heroes now: Storm, Multiple Man, Psylocke, Wolverine, and Gladiator. And then the two Riders SKUs, Ghost Rider and Black Widow, there are their own kind of. They're not a wave. They're just kind of their own a separate assortment.
Are they going to be Toys R Us exclusives or something like
No,
that?
so the vehicles are mainline everywhere. Please go out and get them. We worked very hard to put them in the line, so hopefully they do well. And then also Black Panther. So these three we've shown a few times now. These